See, when you're in top shape, you can give a straight 400, 500 straight punches and only got a trip.
It's simple as that. Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Level of me.
To pick utterly hypothetical fights that are never going to take place except somewhere in your mind.
Of the money issue, that was their cash cow, and
Hey, but hell, you could have been their cash cow.
Listen, they don't think like that.
Mayweather's an all-time great. Terence Crawford, I think, will turn out to be an all-time great.
To pass the torch. Nobody passed the torch to Terence Crawford.
He took it.
Right.
Terence Crawford, standing at the absolute peak of his powers, is done with whispers and debates. He made his intentions brutally clear on live television, and the boxing world hasn't stopped talking since.
Who you beat, Floyd, though? Who's beat me?
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore.
I'm not worried about all that, my man. Floyd is undefeated. Nobody can beat me.
You already know that, man.
Is Floyd better than you? You were Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Javante Davis.
You knew I was gonna put him.
Okay, that's a no. That's a no. Floyd's not better than you.
This isn't just another call-out. It's a promise, backed by a trail of dismantled champions. Crawford has proven he's ready for a career-defining super fight, not one of Mayweather's flashy exhibitions. In his mind, the debate is finished.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? That's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, top.
Crawford's recent destruction of Canelo Alvarez wasn't just another win. He entered the ring as a challenger and walked out as a conqueror, a master who dominated yet another division. It was a showcase of pure skill and calculated aggression that left the world stunned.
Yeah, we're working. On a holiday where I blow a lot, getting in. Let's get it. Honor the greats, do what we gotta do.
Did you watch the Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight?
Yeah, I did.
Ooh, talk about slick. Oh my goodness. Who's ever done that? Who's ever jumped up 2 weight classes like that? It's crazy.
Scary.
He's so clever, and it got to the point where he got so comfortable, he's like pit-patting him, and then whap, and then like, what?
Bop, bop, bop.
And you're
wow.
watching, like, this is amazing.
Like, that's history, obviously. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest
greatest of all time, and do what you did. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
But the most shocking moment didn't come from a punch. It came afterward when Canelo, visibly shaken, sat at the post-fight press conference. The room went silent as he uttered one line that no one expected. He questioned the untouchable.
Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
At one particular time, I did talk about, I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Yeah, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works.
You're eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has his problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him.
Instantly, the internet erupted. Fans, analysts, and fighters flooded social media, arguing whether Crawford's switch-hitting brilliance had finally surpassed Mayweather's legendary defense.
Floyd Mayweather never disabused himself of the understanding that he was more of a backup counterpuncher than a go-forward counterpuncher, regardless of what he did to Diego Corrales. And that's a different kind of approach and effect than what Crawford achieved the other night. So
that public storm eventually reached the man himself, the symbol of perfection. And at first, Floyd's response seemed surprisingly calm. When asked about Crawford's win over Canelo, Mayweather gave a smooth, dismissive answer. It's good for boxing. It was exciting. The best man won. He dodged any question about Canelo's decline, saying, "I don't know. Boxing takes a toll on the body.
Just put on the show.
one thing about me, I've heard it all. When I say heard it all, I mean, been around the world, competed against the best. When you talk about the Olympics, I competed against the best. Whether it was the world champion in the Olympics, whether it was the Cubans, I competed against the best. No matter Mexico, the pedigree of the Mexico boxing is truly unbelievable, but I competed against the best. My Uncle Roger Mayweather, you talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, he's an unbelievable fighter. My Uncle Roger fought him twice. He came up short, but he fought him twice. And it's always about competing and going up against the best. So Saturday, it is what it is. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I've already faced the best.
Classic Mayweather staying cool, controlling the narrative and pretending to be above the noise. Still, he acknowledged that Terence Crawford has proven greatness by beating elite names like Errol Spence, and Canelo Alvarez showing both courage and world-class skill, even years after his retirement in 2017.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this weekend.
He added that Terence Crawford has proven his own greatness by convincingly beating top fighters like Errol Spence and Canelo, highlighting both his courage and elite-level skills.
No fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras.
Mayweather remains a ghostly presence in boxing, never too far from the spotlight. His name keeps dominating headlines, whether it's a rumored fight with Mike Tyson, a multi-million-dollar deal, or a viral public appearance. Floyd Mayweather is still the master of relevance, a legend whose shadow stretches over every fighter in the game.
When you lose, the promoters don't want nothing to deal with you no more.
Behind that calm exterior, the endless comparisons to Terence Crawford may have struck a nerve. And quietly, behind the cameras, a far more explosive situation has begun to unfold. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more boxing updates, reactions, and fight news.